everyone. I'm still playing with Christmas things. I know that Christmas in July is over, but it inspired me to keep creating Christmas items at least maybe one a week from now until, November. That's probably when I'll stop. November, the very first part of Christmas. I mean, sorry, very first part of December, because things that I put in my shop, that's kind of the latest I put them in to make sure that they get to you before Christmas. But today I'm making some old-timey tags, and I made some beautiful tea-dyed 12 by 12 paper, and for some reason I have in my mind this year I want to do old-timey Christmas. Wouldn't it be fun to make things that, even on your tree, like do some slow stitching on stockings or something like that. And then I thought, these tags with this tea dyed, I used tea dyed cardstock 12 by 12, and I punched these out with a die cut machine. But you can also just use a tear ruler. You could rough tear them. You could use, these kind of scissors that do the deckled edge. That would be cool. Or if you had one of the Tim Holtz um, deckled edge page trimmers, that would work. And because really, I mean, when we buy tags, they're always the same size. They're either this size in a pack or, whatever size. And it seems like the whole pack is that size. But, your Christmas presents aren't normally the same size. So I thought I'm going to make some different ones, different sizes, and just different stamps on this tea dye with some, I don't know, kind of vintagey looking colored ink, or to me it is. This one looks pretty bright on screen, but it's not that bright. And also when I did the stamping, didn't want it to actually come out perfect. I wanted it to look worn. Even on my this little ribbon, I took an X-Acto knife like this and I cut my stamp so that it would have these little ridges in it to make it look worn. But these are just some. This one says Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This one says it's the most wonderful time of the year. Christmas greetings. I think this one looks very old-timey with these colors. Another one of the Christmas trees. Merry Christmas. And then I did some little stamps with snowflake stamps. I think this is kind of a retro looking bulb. That turquoise green seems like it reminds me of like retro kind of thing. Christmas blessings to you and yours. May your heart be filled with all the joys of the season. Same on that one. And then this one, I just did some different stamping on it. And then the backs, I didn't put the to and from yet. I haven't made up my mind if I want to. I think that I want to leave it open for writing. And like I said, I'm making this batch of probably it was kind of a test batch, and I was just kind of making it for myself. But thought maybe today, I have a few of them left. Maybe we could just have some fun with our stamps and make a few more like these. This one would be good. It says, do not open until Christmas. Either a tag by itself or like on one of the bigger tags. You could hang it on the back, just kind of like a little second note there. And I thought we could hang some strings on them. I have some rusty bells that I think will look cool. We'll try some ribbon and some twine, see what looks the best. Just kind of play around with some stamps that I have and see what we come up with. Again, this is, I don't think really a tutorial because I already told you how to do it, which was to take your tea-dyed paper and, use either tear it, deckle edge, however you want to make the rough edge, or maybe you just want them to be tag shape with straight edges. However you want to do them. Just play around with some stamps today and maybe inspire you, see what we come up with, and you'll have your own old-timey Christmas. Okay, let me grab my stamps. I went to grab my stamps and I found some more that I had made. I used some greens on these. I thought they looked kind of neat. And also, take your scraps from last year or whenever, and you can make the little fold tags, like that fold over. And these were tea dyed, so they look really kind of cool. Got some water spots on the inside. These were just some. I did some die cuts and stamping. And the little snowflake that I cut out, I put it here. So these were really easy. And again, these are tea dyed, so they have the vintagey look to them. But I just cut out all shapes and sizes, and it's really easy to make these little fold tags with, circles or stamps. And then if you have die cuts, actually this was a punch, and I punched this part, and then I just took some distress ink, inked where I had cut out, and so you have this on the inside, and just kind of did a punch on the edge. But I thought that was neat, and then stamped it with Holly Jolly Christmas, and I think that would be a cool tag too. And again, this was just a scrap piece of paper that I did some punches on. So anything that you have, any kind of paper, it doesn't have to be tea dyed paper, but it's summertime, and if you like to tea dye and you like that old-timey look, take you some of your scrap papers and tea dye them. I mean, even like this is printed paper, and it just makes it so pretty. Look at this one. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. So it's, again, it has the tea dyed paper. You can see the really cool water spots, and you have a little tag. Put a bell on it. I think I made some with a bell that I can't find at the time. Here's one with a bell. Little bronzy looking bell. Merry and bright. This one I did put the to and from on the inside, but again, it's the tea dye, so it really has a pretty color. Some of the other ones that I done where I did the punches and I did the snowflakes, just took some white, stamped wishing you and yours the happiest of holidays. You open it up, and of course where you did the inking shows through. So I think even something as simple as this makes a really pretty old-timey looking tag. I embossed some and then used distress ink, ran it over the top. These were embossed. I did a YouTube short on these. I think they're really cute. And then these I just did some die cuts with the tag shapes. These were, this one looks like a blizzard hit it, but it was supposed to be splattering of the white to make it look like snow, like these. They turned out good. Plus it gives it a texture that's really nice. And they're more of a tag shape instead of the deckled edge. But I thought they turned out good with the paint splatters. And let me show you what paint splatters what I use to splatter, because it doesn't get, like if you use acrylic paint and you water it down to make it splatter good, or you use different, ink pads or whatever, they don't turn out, they don't keep that vibrant white color like actual snow. They get kind of translucent. Here's some more that I embossed and used a ink pad on. But let me show you the white that I use for splattering that works well. And you can water it down, and even if you do, it still stays the vibrant white color. This is what I use. It's called Dr. P.H. Martin's Pen White, and comes in I think this is a 4-ounce. I'm not really sure. It doesn't matter, but you can get it on Amazon. It's fairly cheap. And what I do is I put a little bit of it on a plate. I have some old die cut plates that I don't use this. Put a little bit on it. Let me just show you one here real quick. Let me get something to protect my desk. Just use a piece of paper like this. But I found if you do it this way, you have more control over your splatter. Let me find a piece that's not already splattered. We'll use this red where you can see it really well. I just take my plate. I use just a Dollar Tree bristle, and this is a really stiff brush. It's just, I think it comes in a pack of 3 or something like that. And I just dab a little bit on my plate. You can water it down too if you want. Matter of fact, we'll just do that. Just a little squirt. Set a little squirt, and I'll put a whole bunch. And mix it around. And then if you just take this stiff brush and flick it, it pretty much goes where you want it. Not, boy, I hope it, always before, I pretty much just had to hope it went where I was flicking it. But as you can see, it stays really white. It dries really fast. And I don't really have that much on my paper. It didn't go all over the place. Like if I had, did the splatter thing like this. It seems like it goes, well, look, I just got it on my deal. But anyway, that's how I do my paint splatters. I think that works best. And like I said, it dries really fast. So I would definitely recommend that. And like I said, I just got mine off of Amazon. And I just got this cheapy brush at the Dollar Tree, where nothing is $1. Not one thing. This might already be dry. Almost. I'll lay it aside. Okay, so I've got pine needles, festive berries. Now these are more on the retro looking side. Probably won't use those today, but I did use that. Festive berries is what I used on the green that was pretty retro, and on the edge of this one, and on the one that had the ornament on it, the green ornament. Here it is. That one is the pine needles. But I like, for the old-timey look, I kind of like to use this vermilion archival ink, forest moss. I also used a little bit of candied apple and aged mahogany. And those were things that I used to stamp with. And then, of course, when I went around the edges, I used the VersaFine sepia, however you say it. So we have a few of these left, and this is the forest moss. I like that muted green. So here are some more of my tea-dyed pieces. And I'm just going to ink around the edge because I like the rustic look of this vintage. And I have been doing both sides. That's your preference. Personal preference. You could also ink around these with the mahogany. I think I did one like that, but it looked more pink on this tea dye, and I ended up going over it with, here it is. This one I went around with the mahogany, but I ended up going over it with the sepia to give it more, it was pretty pink looking, so I think that wasn't really what I was going for. So okay, so easy as that, and you don't even have to stamp. You can just write. Ooh, if you had really pretty handwriting or calligraphy would be cool. So here's my Christmas stamps that I've been using. Actually, I think I have some more. Hold on just a second. Okay, so I found some more stamps, block stamps. This one's in rough shape, ain't it? But I thought they might be fun to try something different. I saw a tutorial where you could use these distress crayons, and for things where you wanted more than one color, like maybe, I don't know, we'll try this one, the Merry Christmas with some snowflakes. You can, let's use this one. I think it's aged mahogany too. And then I think I have a white. I do. I'll use it for the snowflakes, and we'll see how this turns out. But they just took their crayon and colored the stamp. Looks like it's kind of globby, so I don't know if this is going to work or not. It probably won't. And I'll do what I normally do, which is to mess up right on camera. And then I'm just going to go over the, which, I don't know. Started to say it might be easier just to stamp it, but I'm going to try this. Because if I miss some, that's just going to make it look, even more old-timey, which I intentionally messed up my stamp. Well, I didn't mess them up, but made them light, you know, not like where everything was so stark on my other stamps. So this might be good. I do know that my biggest tag is not going to let me have the whole T on there, so some of it might get cut off a little bit, or the biggest tag I have cut out anyway, I should say. Who knows what this is going to look like? May not work. We're going to try it and see. These tags that I'm making right now are just kind of test tags, and, you know, worst case, I'll use them at my own house. Okay, so let's try one of these. See what happens. I hate using stamp blocks. I'm never good at judging if I have them on there right. Yeah, see that? Look. Okay, let's not do that. We won't do that. How about that? That will not. We'll do something else. How about let's do the other side? I wonder if some gold would stand out on this T, or if it wouldn't even be able to be seen. I've already messed up the other side, so let's try this side and see what happens. Yeah, you can't see it very good. If you had some embossing powder, that would look pretty. You see it a little bit? It's still pretty. I would use it for my house. Try this red and see what happens with it. I think what I'm going to do is stamp off on something first so that it's not quite so bright. Might as well stamp off on this, huh? I've already messed it up. I'll use one of these little ones. Aw, isn't it cute? I like that. I was going to try this with the gold, but that didn't work out very good, so I'm just going to take a pass on that one. Let's do a joy. Joy to you this Christmas, it says. I think I want to use the vermilion. I like using red. I know that I use it a lot. I'm going to stamp it off where it's not as bright. Ooh, isn't that pretty? I think it probably still had some black on there, so it mixed with it, and it didn't turn out that bright anyway. Ooh, I like that one a lot. Isn't that pretty? I have one more big one. I think what I'm going to do for it is some of the words that I was doing. I don't know. Here's another old-timey looking one. Let's try it. We'll do it with just the sepia. And I like, it's okay to me that that is not totally clear right that. It's okay. I like it. I knew it would be like that because I'm terrible at stamping these blocks. I think I'm going to do it, folks. I'm going to try to line it up. It worked! Yay! We did it! Woohoo! Okay, that looks great. Now maybe we'll do some snowflakes, or maybe some of this. Let's do some of these little holly looking things in the forest moss. I like that. Isn't that pretty? Doesn't that look old-timey? Maybe the joy, maybe some snowflakes. We'll do some of the forest moss. Use this so I can come off the edge a little bit. There. Very pretty. I like that. So we have some twine. And what else would we? Ooh, this one is, that really did turn out pretty. I like that a lot. Wonder about using some ribbon on this one. It might be pretty, huh? All right, so let's punch us some holes. I think for the ones I'm going to use twine, I'm just going to make a smaller hole. Let's see what we got here. Should I hang it from the corner or from the side? Let's do the corner on this one. And then also, I'll probably take a Q-tip and fill that in with my Distress ink so it doesn't look, to me, it looks naked. I think I'll use one of these little bronzy jingle bells on this one. Probably should use like a pokey tool or some tweezers. I prefer to do it the hard way, I guess. All right. and put it through a little card. That would make a cute little thing. Wouldn't that look good on one of these bags? You know, I had made these out of old dictionary page, and I think for old-timey Christmas it would be cool to make your own gift bags and put something like that on it. Maybe a bigger one, something like that. I don't know, I just think that would look nice. All right, so now we're going to try it with some ribbon. Maybe I'll put this one right in the center, and I better use the bigger one since we're going to put ribbon through it. This is soft ribbon too. It almost feels like silk. You could use, wouldn't it be pretty to use sari silk? That would be pretty. Another fun thing that I think I would like is to maybe just cut a little ribbon and staple it on with like a rusty staple. I think that would look cute too. There's the tag. I like that. I think that looks nice. Let's get one of the plainer ones that I didn't stamp. Put a hole up top. I think I'll use maybe some of this. This time we can use one of these rusty bells. Is that a Christmas song? Rusty bells? No, silver bells. Never mind. Forget I did that. I think I need to use my tweezers. Kind of poke that through. This thread is wanting to, this twine is wanting to split. You could put eyelets in these to make them a little stronger. There we go. May your heart be filled with all the joy of the season. Joys of the season. I like that. So what do you think? Is that something that you would do and use on your tree? Or something like this would look good with all the colors in it? I think for whatever reason, I'm more inclined to hang it from the corner. Maybe that was as a kid. That's how my mom always done it, or I'm not sure. But for some reason, that just feels right. Another thing you could do if you wanted a little bit more, well, probably not. I was going to say maybe could tie a bow somehow. Yes, no, what do you think? Something like that. I don't know. I don't know if I like that or not. But anyway, several different ways. You can tie it with so many different things. I think muslin would look cute. Something like this to tie it with. Couldn't find any muslin, but I did find a piece of tea-dyed fabric. So maybe on one of these bigger ones. Ooh, this one. So again, would you hang it from the middle or would you do it from the corner? I'm going to do this one from the middle. And I want to put an eyelet in there. Just even that, I think, makes it look nice. But I think a piece of muslin would be a lot prettier than probably this. But that's what I've got, so I'm going to work with that. Be really pretty and old-timey looking to hang from something like this. Wouldn't that be cool? Or even to make something like this, glue it on your homemade bag as a pocket to put a gift card holder in or something like that. Anyway, these were just some tags I was messing around with, wanting to make some old-timey Christmas things. I, of course, always have my fails. Not going to try the distress crayons. Going to stick with my ink pads. But I think this would even be pretty if it had an eyelet in it. And again, I think that making your own where you can have all different sizes, all different kind of jingles, whatever. Jangles, that's not, okay. And make your own old-timey Christmas. How fun would that be? I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you'll make some for yourself, or at least it inspired you for something. I don't know. I just thought it was fun. I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks. Bye.